Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Tuesday edition of the Israel Brief. I'm your host, Rolene Marks, and just a reminder that the Israel Brief is proudly brought to you by Lay of the Land, and you can check us out for original content at www.layoftheland.online. That's www.layoftheland.online. And if you think that you have the right stuff, or would like to write us an article or an op-ed, you can contact us via our website, and we will set the ball in motion and hope to hear from many of you talented writers out there. Alternatively, you can like or follow us on Facebook at LOTL site. That is at LOTL site, stands for Lay of the Land. Also, you can subscribe to get your edition of the Israel Brief by clicking on the subscribe button below or on the little bell icon so that you know every time we post an update. But without further ado, let's get into the big topics making the news today. And today's big story is all about the US President Trump's State of the Union speech. Now, this has been delayed for a variety of reasons. The government shutdown, the standoff about issues regarding the possibility of building a wall between the US and Mexico, as well as partisan issues between Democrats and Republicans. But it is all happening tonight, and the president has said that this speech will be a much more optimistic speech. It will be almost visionary and hopefully unifying. What this means, we don't know, but we will stay tuned and bring you some news about it tomorrow. Will he focus on the economy? Will he focus more on domestic issues? And of course, we here in Israel want to know if he's going to mention anything about Iran vis-a-vis protecting Israel, or will he drop us a few tidbits about his proposed Middle East peace plan? Nobody seems to know what the peace plan entails except those in the know, but we want to know. So will the president drop us any crumbs tonight? What we do know is that in keeping with presidential traditions, he has invited a very special guest, and this is Holocaust survivor and a survivor of the deadly Pittsburgh shootings. His name is Judah Sameh, and he will be the president's very special guest at the State of the Union tonight. So stay tuned. If there's anything really, really interesting that affects us here in Israel, we will be talking about it tomorrow. If we hop across the pond to the United Kingdom, and it's about time this has happened, and that is that Labour Party lawmakers have unanimously passed a bill demanding answers from Labour Party leaders on the issue of antisemitism and why some cases and complaints have not been dealt with. Now, the UK Labour Party has been plagued with issues around antisemitism and allegations of antisemitism. Not only has the party leader, Jeremy Corbyn, made some extremely unsightly comments and has done things that have really, really been offensive, like visiting the graves of the Munich terrorists, but he has also not done anything concrete about dealing with anti-Semitism. In fact, he's pretty much brushed it off. And unfortunately, Jezza, mealy-mouthed comments are not going to do it. We want a proper investigation. This also affects Jewish party members of the Labour Party who have been subjected to gross anti-Semitic abuse over the last couple of years, and this cannot go on any further. And so it is now being demanded of Labour Party leaders. We want to know what's going on with the investigations, what has been done with these cases and allegations, and what will be done to correct this course. Also, Jeremy Corbyn is known to be quite anti-Israel and has gone as far as to say that he considers Hamas and Hezbollah his friends. Hamas and Hezbollah, two proxies of Iran who have sworn to the destruction of the State of Israel and carry this out through terror events through their proxies, Hamas and Hezbollah. So, as you can well imagine, here in Israel, we are watching this very, very closely indeed. And recent polls conducted within the Jewish community of Britain have many, many Jews saying that if Jeremy Corbyn ever had to come to power, they would seriously consider leaving the UK. And as is now our customary closing, we have a look at Election Watch. And if you don't know, Israel is headed to elections on the 9th of April. And today, a pretty big day for the Likud party. They are holding their primaries. Now, what is interesting is that a former Likud MK or Chaver Knesset, who was a minister in the government for Likud, his name is Gideon Sa'ar, he has returned to politics after a 5-year hiatus. Now, recently, Prime Minister Netanyahu, who is the Likud party leader, he accused Sa'ar and various others of trying to conduct a putsch. Not a great word to use in Israel. We have a few issues with the use of the word putsch. It has some World War II connotations that we don't like. But Sa'ar today saying, please play down the drama. You know, he is here, if need be, to extend a hand to Prime Minister Netanyahu. But the big question is what is going to happen with Prime Minister Netanyahu? If there are criminal charges brought against him, is he going to step down, and who will his likely replacement be? Now, obviously, whoever gets the most support on the list is probably more poised to take his place. But the hot favorite historically has been Gideon Sa'ar. So as you can imagine, these elections are really, really becoming quite the race, quite the exciting one to watch. And let's see what happens on the 9th of April. I'm Rolene Marks. This is the Israel Brief, and we will chat again tomorrow.